So I lose the salt in my body. So what's left is I just my blood, do a blood test, gets my hyponatremic. I say, okay, my sodium, it's gone out the window. SiADH, what I do? I peed it out. I mean, I didn't pee it out. You retained it on the SiADH. Now, on the other one, the diabetes insipidus, the water went through the system. Your sodium's going to go up. With SiADH, you retained the water and diluted the salt, so my sodium went down. Water intoxication. You know, I sat there and drank. I got a mental health issue. I sat there at the water fountain. I got too much water. It made my sodium go down. So it just depends upon, it's just the relationship. When you say hyponatremia, you're losing that salt somehow. You got too much water that's diluting your sodium, or you've lost it somewhere. So when you're looking at that. So that's what gives you your hyponatremia. But just think, yeah, I got more fluid than salt when I do a blood sample. That's all we're doing, looking at a blood sample, sodium's gone. But I do have that blood, plasma, all that stuff. Okay, management of care. That's a red star. Again, what they did when they looked at it at that time, they had to add some more things about information technology. How do we protect our passwords? How do we diffuse? We use diffusers over our screens. We were using fax machines. We're emailing. We're doing all these things with this patient's information. How do we protect that confidentiality? So you'll see questions about how do I protect that confidentiality of my patient with these type of, back and forth using a computer and that. So that's what they added back then. There's a few more questions about that information. All right. Here we're going to let you answer the questions. And like I said, just give it your best shot. We have to think about our time. So when it comes to 1:50, I'm going to just say, okay. So we're going to do a poll. This one is going to be, select all, apply. And there are more choices than there are answers, because sometimes we do get, when we get into the mastering the multiples here in a little bit, we have to have more responses. Okay. Go up just a little bit. We've got, y'all are good. I got almost nearly a bunch of people. You'd be surprised. Sometimes I can only get about 14 out of 50 people to answer the question. Y'all did really well in that. All right. A nurse prepares in-service incident reports. Just ask yourself, is it true risk management investigates the incident? Yes. They get the information through the incident report, and then they try to figure out, was it a process problem? Was it just a pure accident? Something like that. Or they investigate to see, is there possibly litigation that's going to be possible? A copy of the report is placed in the client's health record? No, never. Do not even chart that an incident report was completed, because you make it discoverable for the lawyer. You've done the lawyer's job for them. So you don't even mention that you filled out any of that paperwork. Is it true reports include description of incident actions taken? Yes. You want to be very descriptive. If it was a fall, you want to talk about the area. What was there water in the floor? Anything like that? What happened to the patient? Reports are confidential and not shared within non-involved staff. Need to know basis. Yes, they're confidential. They're not punitive. That's one thing people think. Incident reports are punitive. No, they should not be punitive. Completion of the record report should be noted in the nurse's notes. No, you did the same thing. It's just 2 and 5 are the same thing. Copy of reports placed in the record? No. Completion report should be documented in nurse's notes? No. You've made it discoverable for that lawyer. Yeah, it's going to get it. They're going to get the report. It's just you don't want to make it so easy for them to see. Okay, delegation, prioritization. Tomorrow we will do an exercise on delegation. We've got about 28, I think, different type of scenarios. We will do a delegation exercise tomorrow. Okay. You're doing good. Getting there. We're getting quite a few answers. That's good. You're answering them very quickly. All right. Keyword. Unlicensed assistive personnel. Delegated. So you can't think. Okay. TEA. Can't teach. Can't evaluate. Can't assess. They take care of stable patients with their activities of daily living. They can collect things that have a number. My suction, I can empty the suction container, get a number. You empty the indwelling bladder catheter, blood glucose, pulse ox, anything that gives them a number, they can chart. But here it says, is it true they can encourage client to express feelings about the terminal diagnosis? This goes under assess or evaluate. I've got to evaluate what I'm going to do about that expression for those feelings and assess where they're at with those feelings. So, yeah, 1 is not correct. 2, assist the client to ambulate bedside chair twice daily. That is part of their activity of daily living. They're okay. Demonstrate the client the proper use. Bronchodilators are medication. They don't do medications. Complete the vital signs that include oxygen sats. Yes, they got a number. Urine specimen from the client's indwelling bladder catheter. No, not at that point. So again, that's what you do. Teach, evaluate, assess. So they pick the number and they can ambulate. But the others are not within their scope of practice. Even though, let me just give you a real life thing. Clients are going to talk to your UAPs a lot. They're going to probably talk to them more than they talk to you. So, but here they were looking for that evaluation or that assessment. Okay. Remember, stable versus unstable, complex versus non-complex, expected outcomes, unexpected outcomes. Okay, is it true that the LPN can take care of the newly diagnosed diabetes mellitus type 2? It says newly. So a lot of teaching is going to take place. LPNs reinforce teaching once that diabetic educator or the RN has provided that education. So that one, we'd have to wait to reinforce once it, because it says newly diagnosed. Coming in, they haven't quite had. Facial lacerations and subdural hematoma, unexpected outcomes. They're unstable. So 2 is unstable. Bronchitis receiving bronchodilator treatments, they're okay. Yes, LPN can give the bronchodilators. Patient's stable. Exacerbation, there's your key word. Exacerbation, myasthenia gravis admitted 3 hours ago. Unexpected outcomes, unstable. Complex patient. Advanced regular diet? Yeah, because it's what? 2 days post cholecystectomy?